By the time most individuals reach their 70s, they've unknowingly lost up to 40% of their muscle mass. This isn't just about strength, it's about independence. Muscle loss, or sarcopenia, quietly robs millions of older adults of their ability to move freely, perform daily tasks, and live with dignity. It's a silent epidemic, and if left unaddressed, can lead to devastating consequences like falls, fractures, hospitalization, and long-term care dependency. But here's the hopeful truth. Muscle loss is not inevitable. In fact, recent breakthroughs in nutritional science reveal that certain vitamins and nutrients, often overlooked by both patients and physicians, can actively slow, stop, or even reverse sarcopenia, even in those well into their 70s and 80s. In this guide, I'll walk you through 6 of the most critical nutrients for preserving muscle mass, enhancing strength, and reclaiming control over your body. As someone who has spent decades treating older adults and studying age-related muscle decline, I've seen how targeted nutrition can change lives. Let's dive in. As a physician who has spent decades working with older adults and studying age-related muscle decline, I can say with confidence that the gradual weakening of muscles, often accepted as a normal part of aging, is anything but inevitable. The body is extraordinarily resilient when given the right biochemical tools, and 6 essential nutrients stand out for their scientifically proven ability to preserve, restore, and enhance muscle mass and function in seniors. First among them is coenzyme Q10, CoQ10, a compound crucial for mitochondrial energy production. Although not a conventional vitamin, CoQ10's influence on muscle vitality cannot be overstated. It resides in the mitochondria, the power plants of our cells, and facilitates the production of over 95% of the energy used by muscles. As we age, natural levels of CoQ10 can decline by up to 65%, especially in those taking statins, which are known to inhibit its synthesis. This depletion contributes to the fatigue, weakness, and slow recovery many seniors experience. For this reason, I routinely advise my older patients, particularly those on cholesterol-lowering medication, to consider supplementation in the range of 100 to 300 milligrams per day, ideally in the ubiquinol form for superior absorption. Black pepper extract, bioperine, can further enhance bioavailability. Next is vitamin D, often lauded for its role in bone health, but equally essential for muscular integrity. It activates receptors in muscle tissue that regulate contraction and strength, and its deficiency impairs calcium uptake, leading to poor coordination and elevated fall risk. Nearly half of all seniors fall below optimal vitamin D levels, a particularly common issue among those with limited sun exposure or living in northern climates. Aiming for blood levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter is ideal, which generally requires a daily intake of 1,000 to 2,000 international units of vitamin D3, also known as cholecalciferol. Importantly, vitamin D should be paired with vitamin K2 to ensure that calcium is directed to the bones rather than accumulating in the arteries. I always encourage my patients to have their vitamin D levels checked with a simple blood test, especially if they report symptoms like weakness, fatigue, or imbalance. Moving on to vitamin B12, a nutrient often overlooked despite its indispensable role in maintaining neuromuscular function. B12 supports nerve transmission and the production of red blood cells, which are responsible for delivering oxygen to working muscles. As absorption of B12 declines with age, particularly in those taking proton pump inhibitors or managing type 2 diabetes, the risk of deficiency increases dramatically. This can manifest as muscle weakness, unsteady gait, tingling limbs, and even cognitive impairment. I recommend supplementation using the methylcobalamin form, which is more bioavailable and longer-lasting in tissues than its cheaper cousin, cyanocobalamin. Daily doses between 250 and 500 micrograms are generally effective, especially when delivered via sublingual tablets or sprays that bypass gastrointestinal limitations. Patients on medications or those over 60 should have their B12 levels monitored regularly, as symptoms of deficiency can often masquerade as general aging. Vitamin C, too, deserves recognition for its multifaceted role in muscular and connective tissue health. Known primarily for immune support, vitamin C is essential for the synthesis of collagen, the protein that forms the scaffolding for muscle attachment, strength, and elasticity. Without sufficient vitamin C, these structural elements degrade, increasing the risk of muscular tears and reduced performance. Moreover, vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that protects muscle cells from oxidative stress and supports energy production via its role in carnitine synthesis, which is critical for converting fat into usable fuel. Seniors should aim for 200 to 400 milligrams daily, preferably from food sources such as citrus fruits, bell peppers, and berries, or from high-quality supplements that combine ascorbic acid with bioflavonoids or use liposomal delivery systems for enhanced absorption. Turning now to magnesium, a mineral so essential that I rarely see a patient over 65 who wouldn't benefit from increasing their intake. Magnesium is central to muscle contraction, relaxation, and energy production. It acts as a natural calcium channel blocker, preventing overcontraction and reducing cramps, spasms, and fatigue. In my practice, I've observed that magnesium deficiency, common in older adults due to dietary gaps and the use of diuretics or antacids, often presents subtly with symptoms such as restless legs, poor sleep, and generalized weakness. I typically recommend a daily intake of 320 milligrams for women and 420 milligrams for men, with magnesium glycinate or threonate being the preferred forms for their superior absorption and minimal gastrointestinal side effects. Magnesium also plays a significant role in protein synthesis, meaning a deficiency can directly impair the muscle's ability to rebuild and maintain itself. Finally, creatine, once relegated to the realm of bodybuilding, has now been conclusively validated as a key nutrient for senior health. Creatine boosts phosphocreatine reserves in muscle, which are critical for the rapid regeneration of ATP, the molecule that powers short bursts of movement like rising from a chair or climbing stairs. These are precisely the movements that seniors struggle with most, and creatine directly enhances the capacity to perform them. Additionally, creatine supports the activation of satellite cells, which are instrumental in muscle repair and regeneration. Clinical trials show that a daily dose of 3 to 5 grams of creatine monohydrate, preferably micronized for easier absorption, can significantly increase strength, lean muscle mass, and even cognitive performance in older adults, regardless of their baseline activity level. It is remarkably well studied, with over 200 trials affirming its safety, even with long-term use in seniors. In conclusion, these 6 nutrients, CoQ10, vitamin D, B12, C, magnesium, and creatine, form the core of any serious strategy to combat age-related muscle decline. Their roles span energy metabolism, nerve communication, antioxidant protection, and direct muscle synthesis support. When carefully integrated into a daily routine, through a mix of nutrient-dense foods and smart supplementation, They provide a powerful defense against sarcopenia and its cascading effects on independence, vitality, and overall well-being. In my experience, these are not optional add-ons, but fundamental pillars for aging well. If you're an older adult or caring for one, begin assessing and optimizing these nutrients today. Aging may be inevitable, but muscle loss doesn't have to be. Final prescription: building a nutritional defense against muscle loss. When used together, these 6 nutrients create a powerful framework for muscle preservation. CoQ10 restores energy at the cellular level. Vitamin D improves balance, coordination, and strength. Vitamin B12 ensures clear communication between brain and muscle. Vitamin C stabilizes the connective tissue that binds the musculoskeletal system. Magnesium powers muscular function and relaxation. Creatine fuels short bursts of physical effort and enhances muscle regeneration. Together, they address the metabolic, neurological, structural, and hormonal aspects of aging muscle. The takeaway: age stronger, not weaker. Sarcopenia may be common, but it is not destiny. Muscle loss, weakness, and frailty can be slowed or even reversed with the right nutritional strategy. These 6 nutrients, when properly balanced and consistently integrated into your lifestyle, can mean the difference between a future of vitality and one of dependence. This isn't about vanity. It's about mobility, confidence, and quality of life. The key is early action, consistent supplementation, and informed choices. Speak with your physician, test your nutrient levels, and build a plan tailored to your body's needs. Stay proactive. Stay strong. And remember, your strength is still within your reach.